Good evening. This is Carolyn with Scrapbooking with a Twist. This is day 8 of our series over on Ginger's Corner of all about that base. And so this will be me using a base page that I created back in October. And then we'll be doing 20 base pages, one each day for the first 20 days of November. And this is my number 8. And this is a partner page, the second page. I did this one, I think it's yesterday if I didn't get confused. This is the one I did yesterday for my 2 third grade grandsons. And I'm going to do the 4th grade one, which is going to be the second page for my 4th grade grandson. And I'm going to kind of follow that same pattern that I did on that one over there. So it's going to look very similar, but it should go fairly fast and just be a little fun page. So I've got a bunch of stuff. I may not use everything here, but we'll see. He has 2 teachers this year in 4th grade, so I want to get those on there and just kind of see how we can. I want that banner. Somehow it was not, I don't know if everything's the same, but anyway, 4th grade took up more room than 3rd grade. And they are the Reno Rockets at this little school. And this will be his last year there. The oldest one of my daughter, his last year there was last year. And he's on to, they're both now on to the intermediate school. He is too, because this was in 2023. But we've loved this little elementary school. So many sweet Christian teachers, and it's just really been a good experience for them. So I know this is kind of what I want. This little thing came off of one of their flyers, maybe powered by Pojo. They're the Springtown Porcupines, and so they're called Pojos. And but their school is Reno Rocket School. And so anyway, I wanted to use that, even though it's just kind of just off of one of their little flyers or something that I got. And so I know I want the teachers up here. So we've got that. Kind of cover those things in the corners. So we've got that, and then I've got these other things that I want to play with. And I have this kind of laid out, and we'll see if it works the way I thought it would. I don't know, maybe. I've got this, and I think it's really cute. It was actually Shannon Keith made that, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that in anywhere or not, because I do have some things I want to use. I've got this rocket ship that I've been meaning to use on one of their little layouts, and I'm going to run out of kids in the Reno Rocket School before I get it used if I'm not careful. So I want to use it, if at all possible, get it used. I've already done my journaling. And I had to outline that because as I was playing with this, I just couldn't get it over here on this is where it really showed up better. So I just outlined it with a black marker. This is an embellishment that I made for an embellishment swap, I think. I did it. I made it to go on their Christmas gifts, on the tag for their Christmas gifts for their teachers, and I put Reno Elementary on it. And I kind of think I actually did it for a swap too, though. So I think I want this for sure. And then I'm going to play with this and this down here on that and see how that goes. I've got to ink these. This one was inked, and I didn't get these inked. So let's do that. I'll do the twist, and it's going to take me too long to ink these. So I'll do the twist really quick, or as quick as I can. The scripture tonight comes from Exodus 4:10 and 11. And it says, Moses said to the Lord, "Pardon your servant, Lord, but I've never been eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue." And the Lord said to him, "Who gave human beings their mouths? And who made them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight or makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord? So actually, Moses is arguing with a burning bush here. This is when the Lord called Moses to go to Pharaoh and to tell Pharaoh to let the Israelite people go. And Moses has just given him all kinds of excuses. He won't believe me, and he won't this and that and something else. And the Lord just kept alleviating those excuses and telling him what God, would do in order for those excuses not to be excuses. And Moses just continues to offer up one excuse after another, saying, I'm just not your man, basically. And so God is actually kind of getting a little bit perturbed by this time. And he reminds Moses, and he says, who made your mouth? I'm the one that made your mouth. And if I'm calling you to do this, I'll take care of it. And it goes on a few more verses, and he says, I'll teach you what to say, and I'll help you do it. But I thought, that's just like me. I would argue with a burning bush if it was something I didn't want to do. And here is this bush that's not being consumed, and the voice of the Lord is coming out of it, and Moses is still arguing with it. But we're really no different, or at least I'm no different. I argue with the Lord when I'm thinking, I don't really think that's what I want to do. Maybe what he wants me to do, but it might not be what I want to do. So we have to kind of think about things and say, am I arguing with a burning bush? Because the one thing that God assures us of throughout Scripture, with the prophets, with kings, with Moses, who was to lead these people, he doesn't call us to do something and then not equip us to do it. He's not going to call us to do something and then us not be sufficient to do it. He equips us if he calls us. And if we're not the most likely person to do it, then it gives God the glory, because it's evident that God is the one that did it and not us. So when God's calling us to do something, we have to remember that he'll equip us to do it and not to argue with the burning bush like Moses did. Okay, so this is kind of the way the other page was set up, so I'm going to do it the same way. Go ahead and get our title up here. And like I said, I couldn't quite stretch the title exactly the way I did on the other one, but we're going to get it on here like this. Still very similar. And I started not to do this as a second video, but I thought, we don't get to see 2-page layouts real often. So I decided that I should move that one over just a tiny bit. Make a little more room for that picture, because I kind of wanted to bring this picture up a little higher than this one. Yes, I like that. So let's do that. And I did double matte my photos, which I did not matte this one that's against the orange, but I did double matte these, which is the same thing I had done on the layout yesterday. I've stayed hoarse lately. If you've watched any of my videos, I just seem to stay hoarse lately. But I'm videoing this on a Sunday, and I start my Sunday morning with praise team practice, and then from there we're working on our Christmas music, and we go to a choir practice, and then from there I teach a Sunday school class and talk for 45 minutes, and then from there we go into the worship service where we sing again, and I am just like, oh my goodness, I'm so hoarse by the time I finish all of that. Because I don't talk a whole lot on a daily basis. I live alone, and you know, we text most of the time instead of like talking on the phone. And so I really don't just talk a whole lot. And then to do all of that on Sunday is kind of, I want to move that picture over just a little too. Come up, come up, come up, come up. So my teacher's name doesn't go off the side of the page. Oh, he loves his teachers, and his teachers love him. He is so polite, and he's a really, really hard worker. He's not going to be, you know, the valedictorian of his class by any means, but he's just such a hard worker that his teachers just absolutely love him. Let's put this down and see if we can get all of this down here kind of figured out. This one's going pretty quickly, but since we've already done one almost exactly like it, it's pretty easy. Now I need to stick this grass in under that, so let's get that down before that glue dries too much. So I want that coming right off of there. Okay, then we'll trim that so that I can put my little Dr. Seuss sign on that grass. And I want to go ahead and get this little Powered by Pojo Reno rockets. I want to get that down. And then we'll put the rocket ship on there. Got to figure out how I want that. Okay. And then Powered by Pojo. I thought this was cute. I've had it cut out for a long time. I've had this rocket ship for a long time. And I knew I wanted to use it on one of their little school layouts. Well, see, this is the last year for the last two to be Reno rockets. So I've got to get this stuff used. Powered by Pojo Reno rockets. And then I want my rocket ship right over there, I think. I've already got it on foam. We are leaving on Wednesday of this week. Of course, this won't be when you're actually viewing this, but to go to my sister's. They have well, you may be viewing this. They have she lives in Edgewood, Texas, which is down by Lake Tawakoni and by Canton, where they have the big, huge First Monday. But anyway, we have what we call a cousins weekend. And so it's my sister and her husband and my brother and his wife, me, and then two cousins and their spouses. And this will be our second year to go there and spend like 3 or 4 days and do their little celebration thing that they have there. My boy cousin has a truck that he refinished that is just so cute. We call it Gumby. And he takes it. He actually won a division last year in their car show. And then they've got all kinds of arts and crafts booths and silent auction. And, they have, what else do they have? Oh, a big old bake sale that's amazing. And just fun stuff, fun stuff. Let's see, put this right down here, I think. I liked that School Days. And then I was thinking this little light bulb. Don't want to cover all of the stars. Stick that little light bulb in under there. Because I'm going to use some of these stars. I used them on that other page, and so I want to use some here. Like maybe instead of enamel dots, I'll just do these stars. But I think that's kind of what I did on that other page. I don't trust the glue on them, so I'm going to put a dot of glue behind them. Let's see, maybe blue. So this is just like all of the primary colors, so I don't really have to worry. It's very colorful. And let's do yellow. Okay, let's do a couple maybe up here. Maybe this is an orangey, kind of reddish orangey, but pretty orangey. And a green. And then I think I'll do one right down here by our rocket ship. And there's another one of those orangey ones, so let's use it. And I don't know, but I just don't think there's anywhere. I kind of had this down here at one point, but it covered up too much. So I think it's just not going to make it this time. I really, really like it, but I think it's just not going to make it on this one. Let's make sure we have everything glued down, and then I'll trim this little piece off. And then I think we're going to be through. So we did our little 2-page layout of our Reno Rocket School. And then I actually did another one because this grandson, like I said, went on to 5th grade, which was the intermediate school. So I actually did one for him, all in that same paper and color scheme. I did not record this one, and I'll show this one to you again when I do the layout share for these 20 days. And then here's the one from yesterday, and there's no way to, I don't have this set where I can do, but anyway, you can kind of see how they go together even in the limited screen. So that's it, and we now have 8 days of our 20 days of all about that base done. Look in the description box. I don't have it there yet, but hopefully by the time you view this, I will have the links to all the other people that are doing this, because there are some amazing creators and everyone's are different. That's what I really like about this. Sometimes, like when we do the sketches and things like that, some of them start looking alike, even though we take a different slant on them. But on these base pages, and all about that base, every single creator is different. And so I just absolutely love it. I'm so appreciative that Ginger did this, and she's talking about doing it every year, every November. So thanks for joining me. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Be sure and go watch the other creators because they are amazing. And so have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else.